don't want flowers for Valentine's Day. We want
a little Garfield with a motorcycle and a jacket. That's what you want. Right, ladies?
Good morning, BBs.
Good morning, BBs.
The hype this morning is absolutely outrageous.
Good morning, BBs. Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. We've got a level 4 hype train.
Woo! For Alan Wake. That's why.
What's my hair doing?
That's
this
why.
morning?
You know, BBs, the VGAs were last night.
Mhm.
And if you saw me in downtown LA in this same outfit until 3 a.m.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You absolutely did not. So
We both got plenty of sleep, and that's why I'm drinking water this morning.
Dad's
a little tired. Dad's a little tired.
yeah.
Your fathers are a little tired.
Yeah, listen. We love you very much,
Mm-hmm.
and we want the best for you, and you just bear with your dads this
We
morning.
need you to just be a little quiet.
If you could just be a little quiet this morning, bear with your dads.
Yeah, maybe just go put the TV on and have some cereal, okay?
Listen. I've waited 11 ding-dang years for last night.
Yeah.
Listen. I understand when everybody was like, oh my God, Final Fantasy VII is back. Oh my God, like all these games that have come back. I'm just like, yes, good. Even for me this year, Psychonauts. I was like, finally, Psychonauts.
Uh-huh.
But listen up. It's not a lake. It's an ocean. Alan Wake is back, baby.
And Anthony never gave up hope.
Never in my life did I ever give up on Alan Wake.
He talked about it on a weekly basis the entire time I've known him.
I just, listen, is there anything going on with Alan Wake? Not for 11 years. Was I going to stop talking about it?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. And I think people like that are how second games get made against odds, you know? Yeah. Oh my God, no!
Why?
No!
Why is it that?
No, Anthony.
I don't know. That's not even up on my computer. That's what's supposed to be up on my computer. Look at that. Who's that? That's Finnish heartthrob and video game developer Sam Lake. The original face of Max Payne, the creator of Max Payne, and the creator of Alan Wake. And there I am with him. We had a lovely chat.
Anthony,
Yeah.
the excitement in your eyes in that photo is so sweet.
This fucking he made an Alan Wake.
It's absolutely adorable.
We talked for so long about all the little things that he puts into his games.
Mm-hmm.
You played some Control, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just all the things with, like, the puppet show and how the puppet show is based on, like, old European, like, mid-century, hey, get to the bomb shelter.
Yeah, I watched more of you playing Control than I played.
Oh, baby, I love it so much.
Craig did have a rough night, too.
Dagger, too.
Craig is representing how we all feel right now.
It's sort of like the portrait of Dorian Gray. You can tell how Saige always looks like a beautiful doll person. The trick is the real doll person is aging behind us.
Yes.
That's the trick. Hey. Did other stuff happen?
Yes.
Sure.
And we're going to talk about all of it, I promise.
But like Alan Wake? Come on. Especially now that they remastered it for the PC and they took all the Verizon ads out of it. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm excited. I'd like to play it. I never played Alan Wake.
Oh, you got to play Alan Wake.
We talked about this.
Listen, we talk once a week. We talk about how we should stream specific video games potentially on this channel.
Yeah.
As a family.
Right.
And then we never do it.
Dagger.
Because our producer Dagger can't get his shit together.
That's why.
He lost the schedule. He lost the Pixel Circus Q4 schedule somewhere in that couch.
Did. And we're hoping that next year he'll have a little more like bandwidth for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Hard to say. Saige playing Alan Wake and Anthony sitting behind her backseating.
I don't backseat,
No,
but
he
I
would
do.
never.
But here's what I do.
I played a lot of games with Anthony. He would never.
No. because I don't backseat, because what I do is the other annoying thing where if I know something cool is going to happen, I start doing this. And Saige can feel it.
Absolutely.
And we'll be playing a game or watching a movie or something, and I'll be like,
I've mostly seen you do it in movies. I don't know if we've ever played a game that you've played and I haven't before. Because we played River City Girls together.
that's true.
We played, the Scott Pilgrim game.
Mm.
But also, you're going to hit stuff, and I know we're going to hit stuff. Nothing to spoil.
Yeah.
We did the Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yep. Here's what I think, which we, obviously we'd both played before a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason I would do that during Alan Wake is Alan Wake has a lot of story. That's
Right.
the best part of Alan Wake.
Right.
It's a lot like Control, only they didn't know how to balance story and gameplay yet.
I'm a little bummed I missed all the Verizon ads, to be honest.
The Verizon ads, honestly, I want a mod. I want to look and see if there's a mod. Hey, if anybody's done this, is there a mod that puts all the Verizon and Energizer ads
'Cause I
back
think
into
that's
Alan Wake?
Very funny. I've seen them.
Yeah.
So y'all, Alan Wake 2, very exciting. There's still more, believe it or not, from the Game Awards. They didn't just stop there.
No.
Isn't that odd?
That's so weird.
They just fucking kept going
They
after that?
They had Alan Wake 2, and then they were like, let's just put more money and effort into this. What?
All right, Anthony, would you like to do the actual awards first, or would you like to do the announcements first?
Let's run down the announcements.
Yeah?
I think the announcements. I mean, look, we can talk about the awards if you like. I think we all know that the video game awards are mostly about the reveals.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the awards were. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Perhaps the few awards that surprised us first.
Yes. Okay. So, let's get into it. A huge moment of the night, of course. Game of the year. We're going to start out big. We're going to go big. Game of the year was won by It Takes Two.
Hey.
Which is very interesting.
Look, I was co-streaming the awards last night with Trisha Hirschberger and Maude Garrett,
Mhm.
and It Takes Two won,
Mhm.
and I was like, huh. Not because I dislike It Takes Two.
Mhm.
It's a great game. It was just a very surprising choice in a year where the rest of the category was Deathloop.
See, our audience, on the other hand, is a whole mood.
Yeah.
You get us, BBs.
Yeah, the Trish, Maud, and the live studio audience of that stream were kind of like, "What's the issue?"
See, and Chaos them in the chat, I also agree. They should have just gotten a divorce.
At the end of it, they should have gotten a divorce.
Now I want to say,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed It Takes Two. It was a very, very fun, very cute game. I played through it just about all the way through twice.
Yeah.
Because I played through it with a friend and I played through it again with a partner. So I had a great time playing.
Amazing game. But let's remind people:
Yeah.
Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, which got snubbed all night, by the way, Ratchet and Clank, which is a technical achievement,
Yes.
and Resident Evil Village, which was the biggest ding-dang thing of the first half of this year.
Right. So if you had asked me, looking at this category, I would have looked at it and I would have said, good for It Takes Two for being nominated.
Congrats.
That's the first thing I would have said when I saw the nominees. And then I was like, so it's going to Metroid Dread.
Interesting.
I would have said, it's going to Metroid Dread. Based on the timing that the award show has landed.
Yeah.
My other option would have been Deathloop.
I thought it was going to go to Deathloop, but it turned out that it was one of those Oscars situations, those award show situations where it's like, clearly this is the game of the year and we all agree.
Mhm.
And then everybody was like, well, what if it wins every category except?
Yeah, and I also get that to some extent. We talked about the timing of the awards as well, being that like Resident Evil Village came out so early in the year that everybody's kind of forgotten about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the time, look, years in time, really, really weird.
Really wibbly wobbly.
Really, really wibbly wobbly. So, Resident Evil Village feels like 3 years ago.
Oh, it was at least 3 years ago.
That feels like a real hot minute ago.
And also, Joseph Ferris has, of course, a very interesting history with the Game Awards.
Mhm.
He's the guy who got up there, and when he announced A Way Out,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Keighley was clearly panicking and thinking about stealing the mic from him because he's the guy that was like, video games, fuck the Oscars, fuck this, fuck that. You remember this? He was that guy.
That's so funny. I did not put that together.
Yeah, that's Joseph Ferris.
Incredible.
So And the other thing is, like, he's made this game 3 times
Mhm.
with 3 different aesthetics to it. He
Mhm.
made Brothers, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
He made A Way Out, which I also absolutely love.
Mhm.
He made It Takes Two. Listen, I also enjoy the adventures of Cookie and Cream for the PS2. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
also love that classic From Software game, The Adventures of Cookie and Cream. I don't love it as much as Joseph Ferris does.
No one does. No one
where
does.
Where he said, that's not just a game.
That's a genre.
That's a genre and a career. And here I go.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's about drive. It's about power.
Yeah. That was such a cute TikTok going around of The Rock singing it. Did you see it?
Yes.
Where somebody was like playing it and screaming it while he was on the red carpet, and he like stopped and sang it to them. The Rock does real cute shit.
The Rock does real cute shit.
Anyways. Did someone say Genshin Impact?
They said Genshin Impact.
No, baby.
Which, hey, by the way, we're fine with that now that they're simps.
Hey.
Listen, so It Takes Two
Uh-huh.
took Game of the Year,
Yes.
and Joseph was very respectful and good on mic this time. He has clearly been coached by EA since then.
Right.
Now, narrative, we also had Deathloop and It Takes Two, but Life is Strange, True Colors,
Mhm.
which is, arguably one of the most sort of,
Narrative games.
not just narrative, but sort of a realistic and sensitive take on teenage life. Like, they really understood. They took the hella feedback from the first Life is Strange.
Fair.
And they said,
Okay.
this should be more naturalistic. This story should make more sense.
Yeah.
And it was very, very good. Psychonauts 2 obviously had a great story.
Mhm.
But the winner was Guardians.
Was Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now Anthony and I did not boycott this game.
It wasn't a boycott. You'd
wasn't.
have to actively
Want to play it
avoid.
and choose not to.
Yeah, or actively go out of your way in some way.
We just didn't care.
We just look.
I just don't have any. I find the idea of being Star-Lord super boring.
And yeah, and
I've
I
heard
just
the game's very good.
I hear it's very good. It was the mix of here's that French Canadian dude team making the French Canadian dude game,
Yeah.
and picking Star-Lord to be the playable character, not allowing you to switch between
Boo.
characters, not taking advantage of the multiple characters in the Guardians, other than like in a very telltale way. And I didn't get it. It did come out, and everybody was like. But the thing that really made me not want to play it, Saige, was you remember when we watched those first 2 previews,
Mm-hmm.
and the gameplay looked like just generic action game.
Yeah, super boring when you have access to the Guardians of the goddamn galaxy and all of their abilities. Imagine being like, man, you've got fucking Rocket Raccoon. You can play as a little tree man.
Rocket
You can
Raccoon,
play as
the
Gamora.
narrator of TikTok.
You could be Gamora.
You could be a large tree, but instead you want to be a guy who looks like he's going to talk to you about NFTs. And, like, that's a choice. Clearly, like you and I said the same thing, clearly we will get to play as the other Guardians. It will be DLC.
Mhm.
We will have to pay for it. And all of these things, like, we were just like, they're making a lot of choices that just don't resonate with me.
Yeah.
Let me see how long this takes to go to Game Pass.
Sure.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a shot.
I don't know that I will care when it comes to Game Pass. I'm sure it's perfectly fine, but by then it won't even like be a conversation anymore, so it probably won't be worth it. A lot of games come out. Anyways, that was for best narrative. I do think Life is Strange got absolutely robbed there.
I think they got so robbed.
Deathloop did take game direction.
Yes.
Which it absolutely deserved.
This is the Oscars thing of like you can either win best director or best film. We don't give you both.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, the Deathloop team very fashionable. Excellent coats. Did you see how the Deathloop team looked?
Yeah, really good.
Very good.
I think what's really interesting is, I mean, I think that the Video Game Awards falls into the award show trap of all of the same nominees in every category, which I find really boring.
Yeah.
Personally,
There are so many more games and big games that come out every year than big movies.
Mhm.
You know, there are still there are a lot of movies that come out every year, but the amount of movies that sort of penetrate the mainstream audience is much smaller when it comes to games.
Yeah.
But you know, that's why we have things. I always remind myself that's why we have things like the IGF awards and you know, things like, because the Oscars is dope.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I love. But
actually,
I
it's
love.
not.
I mean, look. Look.
The Oscars is the Oscars.
The Oscars is the Oscars, but like the Independent Spirit Awards are probably going to be rewarding like the movies that I enjoy more over here. Like you're going to see your A24s and things like that there.
Right.
Yeah, I just, you know, yeah, it was weird. It was weird and interesting to see the same stuff get nominated over and over. Deathloop, I thought totally deserved this. Art. They also won for art direction, which absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's a really, really fair choice.
Absolutely.
I will say though, something I was excited to see nominated in that category was Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Sure.
Because Kena's a beautiful game.
Kena's a beautiful game. Once again, Psychonauts was a beautiful game. Ratchet and Clank really felt like playing a Pixar game. Somebody said that what Cyberpunk wanted to be, is exactly what Ratchet and Clank was in terms of their world.
Very interesting.
Because Ratchet and Clank had all of these, every environment felt alive. No matter if you were in the big bar, anywhere you walked, people were having a different conversation. There were skits going on. The characters had their own lives. It was very alive. And I wish there were more technical categories in the Game Awards. I understand that that's more of like a developer-facing thing, but I think we really need, the same way we have like cinematography and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like or costume design, I feel like we really need more categories like that in the Game Awards, because Ratchet and Clank, I understand why it didn't win Best Art Direction, but there is a Technical Artistic Achievement Award that's missing.
I agree. Yeah. Because it's like, from a layman's standpoint looking at it, sure.
Yeah.
It's not the art.
Yeah, and I mean, Kena's the same way, right? Like, Kena is super
Kena's
beautiful.
the art to me.
Yeah.
Kena's straight up the art. Kena makes sense for that for me.
But here's...
You look at that and you're just like, God, that's real pretty.
It's real pretty. I think why Deathloop won, and this is something that Arcane is so good at. Number one, that late 60s, early 70s mod sci-fi aesthetic that they chose, they nailed it perfectly. And this is something that people try to nail a few times, nail very, regularly in video games. And everybody does it to a certain extent.
Right.
But they really crushed it. And also, Arcane games, very much whenever you walk around in a set, or I think of it as a set, but whenever you walk around in a location in an Arcane game, all of the clutter, all of the things that are on the desk, like you want to talk about environmental storytelling and making a world feel real, Arcane's great at that.
Yeah, that's a lot of detail work.
And Deathloop crushes that. Are we not going to talk about Sting? Listen, we all showed up for Sting. That's why we went to the awards. When Sting was done, I was like, should I take off? I feel like this is over. Every time somebody came up, I was like, you're good, but you're no Sting.
Yeah.
You're no Sting. Are you play Imagine Dragons came out and I was just screaming, play Fields of Gold. Play Fields of Gold.
Yeah,
Play
man.
Roxanne.
Yeah. It's what we were all thinking.
Yeah. Bring back Sting.
The category I found very interesting was Best Performance.
Yeah.
That went to Maggie Robertson, of course, Lady Dimitrescu.
That's
in
her
Resident
year.
Evil Village. Yeah.
It's her year.
Unquestionably.
And
of course.
good Lord, can I tell you something about Maggie Robertson?
Tell me something about
Here's something about
Maggie Robertson.
Here's something about Maggie Robertson. The internet started calling her mommy. And she leaned in.
She said, okay, so I'm mommy. What's up?
So I'm mommy now. And she showed up just hot.
She showed up hot, but also in the most honest to God adorable way. In a way that was I don't know, man, where she would show up and do the voice and then she would giggle a little bit about it. And I'm just like, God damn it, you're so likable and so cool. And she was so willing. She did so many interviews and was so willing to talk to fans about it, which I think was really special.
Yeah, she's
I do
amazing.
think that she absolutely nailed that and integrated herself into the community so fucking well that I'm just fucking get it.
And I mean, look, both of your Death Loop leads were nominated. As well they should have been. They were great. But once again, I think Deathloop just didn't click for people the way that Arcane thought it was going to.
Yeah.
And the way that PlayStation thought it was going to.
Right.
Giancarlo Esposito is obviously perfect in everything, but fucking Ubisoft and fuck Far Cry, and don't worry.
Yeah, and like Giancarlo Esposito has enough. You know what I mean? Like, is doing so much that it's like, I don't think he's worried about a VGA.
He's fine. He
like,
wasn't even there.
He'll be okay.
He wasn't even there. You know what I mean?
But one of the most talented actors on the planet, unquestionably.
Yeah.
But
Erica Mori.
Yeah. From Life is Strange.
From Life is
absolutely.
Strange, I think is one of the best performances maybe in video games of all time. She did an amazing job. But listen, it was the tall lady's year. It was tall mommy's year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it was just tall mommy's year. And honestly, aside from her being tall mommy and being just like a dope as hell nerd, it's a really fucking good performance.
It is.
Like, Lady Dimitrescu in the game is extremely impactful.
Unbelievable.
I wish she was in more of it. But
skipping down here to best ongoing game. This must have been very exciting for you.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14. It was their year as well.
Of course. Especially, I mean, God, this is such a big win for them right now during Endwalker. Like, good for them.
And I mean, what was it? It was something like, we reported on this. It was something like 200 to 300% that their player base has gone up in the last few months. This was just one of the games of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It really came into its own.
The other nominations in that category were Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. I'm thrilled Call of Duty Warzone did not win. That would have been very upsetting. Fortnite, I don't think of as an ongoing game. I just don't put it in the same category as like Final Fantasy, but I understand that it is.
Fortnite is one of those things where it is going to be nominated and around and popular forever,
but not going to win.
But it's not going to win anything.
Yeah, I'm sure it won at first year peak.
But this is like, you know, it's like how you're never going to see a Marvel movie win for anything but like costume design, maybe.
Right, exactly.
Even though they're the biggest things in the world.
Right.
They're just not going to win awards.
I think that was really interesting. I also actually, one of the categories that I thought was really interesting was Games for Impact as well. Because there were a lot of really good indies and Games for Impact. Who would have thought? Indies give a shit.
Wow.
It's almost like we don't make a lot of AAA games that give a shit.
Wow.
The nominees were Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home. I think that's an absolutely stacked category.
Oh, for sure.
These are some of my favorite games of the year. And Life is Strange, True Colors took that one. Very well deserved.
Yeah.
I personally was very impacted by Before Your Eyes.
Yeah.
That was a big one for me this year.
I think it's another one that came out very early in the year.
It didn't get a lot of steam.
I
was very surprised to see it nominated, but very happy about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Want to do a quick rundown because there were a lot of announcements and stuff too. Indie game went to Kena Bridge of Spirits,
awesome.
Which
kind of indie.
And kind of also like. All right, I know I said that we were going to be quick, but that category in particular was stacked this year because they only give the indies one fucking category.
Which is so ridiculous that you don't go indie by genre. That's so fucked. Or that you don't go indie by anything. Best indie direction, best...
Or put them against the big games, cowards.
That is also true.
I'm sorry they don't have as much advertising money.
Right.
But it was 12 minutes, which is the if you didn't play that, that was the very interesting Gaslight Your Wife game. That's cool.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But Death's Door, Kena, Inscription, and Loop Hero. Fuck.
That's a hell of a category.
So, congrats to Kena. They also won Best Debut Indie Game. Best Mobile went to Genshin, Notice Me, Elon Musk, Impact. Community Support went to Final Fantasy 14. VR went to Resident Evil 4, which makes sense.
Yeah. It is weird to see Resident Evil 4 win a game in 2021. I do have a little bit of feelings about that.
Me
I'm just
too.
like, oh, we're making all these new games, but we're going to give it to Resident Evil 4?
I mean, especially...
I understand it's new in VR, but like...
I mean, here's the thing. That VR category, when you look at it, Hitman 3 VR, Lone Echo... but Sniper Elite VR, Resident Evil 4 VR.
Yeah.
So those three games are just, they're just VR retankers. Lone Echo 2 and I Expect You to Die 2. I mean, I would have liked to have seen it gone to one of those, especially Lone Echo. Accessibility, we were really happy to see Microsoft take this for Forza. We've talked a lot about the accessibility stuff that Forza has been adding. Just phenomenal. One of the things that we talked about was the live sign language interpreting that's been added to Forza in multiple languages.
Yeah.
There's been nothing like that in video games before, and Microsoft is just really doing a great job with that. Returnal won for Best Action Game, literally the only thing it was nominated for, and so thank God, because Housemarque deserves the world. Now, Action Adventure Game went to Dread.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It was up against Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil, Psychonauts.
Yep.
Now, this one was really interesting. The Best RPG category was fascinating to me.
I was shocked.
You have Cyberpunk 2077. Blech. You have Monster Hunter Rise. Ooh, you have Scarlet Nexus. Ooh, you have Shin Megami Tensei. Ooh, you have Tales of Arise, which really, really just shot by me.
I mean,
personally.
this is one where like I think if you're an RPG person, you're probably very happy about this because the Tales series is like one of those things that's big for people who are into JRPGs.
Yeah.
But not really as mainstream as a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about it
Yeah.
entirely, though. I saw this and I was like, oh, shit, that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, but, so I think that's great. I don't play a lot of RPGs. I did think it was very interesting that, I mean, Monster Hunter Rise it's a really weird one to put in that category.
Yeah.
And it was clearly like, you remember like when they'll do things on the Golden Globes, like if a very brilliant award-worthy movie just isn't good enough, they'll be like, well, there's a joke in it. We're going to put it in comedy. You know, like when they did with The Martian back in the day.
Yeah.
It felt like they put Rise into RPG because they were like, well, it's not going to win action.
Best Fighting Game went to Guilty Gear Strive. That was also a pretty stacked category, but I was surprised to see Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl nominated.
I was surprised that...
I was like, oh, we just said there were only a few fighting games here.
Look. I was shocked that they lost, but clearly they put the game in for nomination before they put Garfield in it. And it could have taken everything if they had just gotten that Garfield out.
All they needed was the Garf. Best Family Game. We talked about this when we talked about the nominees a good few weeks ago, and it was Nintendo versus It Takes Two.
Mario Party Superstars, Pokemon Snap, 3D World, and WarioWare up against It Takes Two.
And It Takes Two took it. It beat all of Nintendo.
What? Family game? It Takes Two? Really?
Okay,
because you can play it together?
I would here's the struggle. Mario Party Superstars, not actually a new game. I mean, it came out at the very beginning of the game, the very beginning of the year initially, right?
Yeah,
and we got that big update. It wasn't great at launch. It's been greatly improved upon, but maybe we're not necessarily able to say because they were pretty late to that. Pokemon Snap, it was a fun game.
It fell flat.
People didn't love it. Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. This is my personal favorite on the list, but also then we run into, are you giving it to a bunch of old games?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bowser's Fury, and this is what I talked. I said something to this effect last night as well. Bowser's Fury was great. It just wasn't big enough. It felt more like, here's a really big preview of what the next Mario game's gonna be.
Exactly.
And so I understand. And then WarioWare, it was
a little disappointing.
How'd they fuck WarioWare like that?
God, we love WarioWare in this house, and that's so sad. I agree with Chat. Chat here is saying It Takes Two isn't a family game.
It's not.
It's about a family.
It's just
about family.
Hey, it's about drive. It's about power. Speaking of drive and power, Forza Horizon 5 for Best Racing Game. Age of Empires 4 for Best Strategy Game. Did that make you happy to see your fave?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Multiplayer game went to It Takes Two.
When you had so many of these games, I was like, really?
Well,
you had Back 4 Blood and Monster Hunter Rise in there?
Yeah, it feels weird. It feels really weird.
Of course, New World didn't take it. All of the New World hype lasted for about 5 minutes. Valheim, again, had a big moment, but
and then skipping over all the esports stuff because I don't know anything about that, and then going to most anticipated game, went to Elden Ring.
That makes sense.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, look, do I want God of War? Yes.
Yeah. Do we want Starfield?
Yes. Do I want Breath of the Wild 2? Yes.
Obviously.
Horizon? Yes. But, I mean, we all want that Elden Ring.
We all want that Elden Ring. I think that this was a completely, expected win.
Yeah, we want that. We want that Elden Ring.
We do want that Elden Ring. And now we get to what I think is the, by every measure, best part of the Game Awards. All the shit that got announced.
So, first of all, we love a Star War.
We do truly love a Star War. Oh, before we get into the announcements really quick, because let's do it. I just want to acknowledge the show opened a little rough.
Did it?
Show opened a little rough.
You think so?
I have some feelings.
I talked about Alan Wake.
Oh, not our show.
The
video
game awards.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about our show. Oh, I don't even think I saw the opening.
Yeah. Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Came to the stage
Like he does.
and said, we should not allow harassment.
How brave.
So brave and so bold.
How can you say something so brave, Jeff Keighley?
He really was just like, and one of the wording things did annoy me a little. It was like, we shouldn't and we can't keep doing this.
Doing what?
Allowing harassment and abuse in the workplaces. It needs to be safe to work in games.
Mm-hmm.
But like, absolutely named nobody.
No, because they're all on his board.
That's the thing, is they're all on his fucking board. So it's like, okay, sure, man, I believe you. Wink.
Look,
Go sit in the back with the Blizzard execs. Okay.
there are two things that are going on here. Number one, Jeff Keighley has been entrenched in the video game industry his entire life. So a lot of these executives are people that he's close with.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how it is, like a lot of these people when your friends are in trouble, you're like, well, but I mean, he's been my friend for, you know. And so I think you get a little bit of that going on, which is not great.
Big bad.
That's a big bad.
That's a real big bad.
And then number two, because these people are on the boards, they're making the games, they're in the audience.
Yeah.
I
would like to read to you the statement really quick.
He's too embroiled in it.
Yeah.
And the Game Awards and their existence is too embroiled in it.
Yeah, again, it's no excuse. It's what's happening.
Yeah.
So the statement was, we got to be real and we can't ignore the headlines that are out there. Headlines? Human beings. Go on. Game creators need to be supported by the company that employ them. Okay. I think we all agree that. So just let me say this before we get to any of the news, announcements, or awards. We should not and will not tolerate any abuse, harassment, and predatory practices by anyone, including our online communities. Feels weird to put online communities into that. And like, we can have a conversation about online gaming communities being toxic, but it feels like we should talk about the people abusing their female employees first.
That is definitely...
Don't harass me on the internet.
That is definitely a consolation thing that was put in, where somebody said, "Hey, does it sound like we're going too hard on these companies?"
And you're not going anywhere hard enough.
And we need to acknowledge the rest of this stuff.
So he said,
no.
"We love games, and if we want this industry to keep going, we must build an even brighter and more inclusive future." And I would like to redline that. I would like to redline a lot of that.
Yeah,
opening. Go on. Okay, we got to be real. We can't ignore the headlines out there. I'm going to cross that. And
we can't ignore what's happening.
Yeah.
We can't ignore how people are being treated.
Right. Game creators need to be supported by the companies that employ them. Game creators and marginalized people in games, which you did not mention once who this is impacting, need to not be abused by their employers. I think we all agree that. So let me say this before we get into the news, whatever. We should not. The word should really bothered me. We shouldn't. It's just such a low stakes way of phrasing that. We should not accept harassment. A woman is dead, my guy.
Yeah.
Ah.
So one of the things that I always say, the BBs have probably heard me say some permutation of this. I said it multiple times last night. The Game Awards are not particularly for me, right? We've talked about this. They don't reflect our particular taste.
Yep.
I understand the audience. I understand who they're for. I also understand what Jeff is trying to do with the show.
Sure, the show, absolutely.
Yeah, and what he's had to go through for the last almost 20 years to get the show even to here. You know, it started off as the Spike TV Awards, where you had people who had no idea what video games were.
Right.
The standard Spike TV Award thing was to grab a porn star and an athlete and have them give the award for best RPG.
Yep.
Which, like, we don't shame sex workers.
Of course not.
And
we do shame the way that they represent sex workers.
That's exactly what happened. It was very much like, get these people drunk, get them up on stage, and let them make a mess. And like he had to do that to fund these awards, right? And then he wound up having to go to YouTube, and now he's doing it on his own. And this is not an excuse. This is me trying to figure out what's happening. And I think he's had to put up with so much to just make the show a little better every year, and a little better and a little closer to what he wants it to be. And unfortunately, he's still got a lot of deals with the devil to make this show happen.
Yeah, and he's still got a real...
And he seems fine with that.
A real white man mentality here. A real cis white guy having absolutely no need to care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If these people are lining him pockets, and he is not impacted by
Will
it.
you line him pockets for me?
But yeah, so the thing that really upset me were the two statements of we shouldn't tolerate abuse. It's a little light on that. And including in our online gaming communities. This is not the year to have the conversation about it. We could have a conversation every year just about toxic online gaming communities.
Or make it a separate thing later on the show.
Right, exactly. But to have the audacity to turn this on the communities as opposed to saying a goddamn thing about the people actually impacted.
That was somebody on his board. I'm telling you, that was somebody on his board that is an executive at one of these companies that went, but you know, there are a lot of other bad things going on too, and we should mention those. And he's just like, yeah, okay. He was just like, yeah, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not letting him off that easy.
No.
I think that's a little more leeway that I'm going to give.
I'm just saying, like, he is not. He is not taking any stance.
Right. He said, I call on everyone to do their part to build a better, safer video game industry. How about calling on the executives?
Yeah.
Call on the executives to do it.
I think, and that's the thing, is I think that he is not taking the big stance that he needs to take, because he wants these to be his baby. He wants these to be his awards, right? He's Jeff Keighley. He's the face of the Game Awards. He makes the Game Awards happen, right? That's what it is. But if you really want them to be you, then you have to take responsibility. And he did get a lot of backlash on Twitter for that statement. He did. You have to take responsibility when the Game Awards fall short, and he doesn't really want to do that when that happens.
No, of course not.
It's weird. It's very weird. It was an odd note. What do you think was an odder note to start the show with? That or a Sting performance?
Both make me feel extremely alienated in the gaming space.
Yeah.
For different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, and just did they both make you feel like you are just in dangerous proximity to out-of-touch older white men? Yes, absolutely. 100%.
I was at home and I instinctively covered my drink. I just couldn't help it.
Yeah, you know what? Largo Sensei in the chat yeah, you're right. Sting was great because he's Sting. Sure. But like, he's been a musician all his life and like one of the top musicians in the world all his life. But what was he doing there, man?
Why did we choose Sting?
What was Sting doing there?
Okay, let's get into the announcements for real. We had to address that and acknowledge that because that was going to eat away at me. Fuck that shit. Let's go.
Oh, was that a picture of me and Sam Lake? That's so weird. So, big announcement. We love a Star War.
We love a Star War.
Now, we're not going to use any music because, you know.
Because Star War doesn't love us the
you
same.
Know. Listen, I actually, man, I have things that I could tell you about music rights in Star Wars that I am privy to that just would blow your mind and would also be too boring for this show. So, it's exciting to see the Lucasfilm Games logo, as always. Now this, I was like, are we about to see the Ubisoft thing, which is the one that's rumored to come from the ashes of Amy Hennig's EA game? Or are we seeing something else? Number one, this is beautiful. Yeah. I'm so hyped for this.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just the breadth of worlds. Yeah. The amount of like the crowds on the streets here. Now, obviously, this is a pre-rendered cinematic.
Right. This is the kind of cinematic that I watched and I went, God, I want to watch that. Oh, wait, I could play that. You know what I mean? The kind where I'm like, I would settle for watching it. I wouldn't even settle. This would be awesome to watch.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, I could play it.
But we don't know how. We don't
Right.
know in what
We don't know
capacity.
anything about the actual game. This is a little movie they made.
I hope. What if the game is all about that Nemoidian that you just saw, and it's
That'd be
all about
awesome.
trade routes.
That'd be awesome. So this takes place during what they consider to be the golden era or the golden age of the Jedi.
So this is the High Republic. If
Mm-hmm.
you've been following Star Wars, the comics lately, the
Mm-hmm.
books, all of this stuff has been telling the story of the High Republic, the golden
Mm-hmm.
era of the Jedi, when the beacon of light,
Mhm.
that was like the symbol of Jedi justice,
Mm-hmm.
was what governed the galaxy. And so it's a really cool time in Star Wars.
It's a very cool time in Star Wars, and I'm very happy that we've been getting so much of it later. If you're not a Star Wars fan necessarily, for like the most kind of baseline context, this is a few hundred years before the Skywalker saga.
Oh, this is actually. So this is you talk about the Old Republic.
Mhm.
This is almost like 1,000 years before that.
Mhm.
This is like a long time ago in a galaxy even farther away. But this is Star Wars Eclipse. Now this is the Quantic Dream Star Wars game.
Now, that has a lot of people rightly a little skeptical.
I, of course, plead the Keeley on this one.
Uh-huh.
Because of where my checks come from.
Right.
But I will say this. Quantic Dream has not always made me happy as a game developer.
Mhm.
I enjoyed like Indigo Profits, like I enjoyed their earlier stuff. David Cage can sometimes way overpromise and underdeliver in terms
Yeah.
of gameplay.
Mhm.
I think in terms of visual fidelity and ambitious narrative,
Mhm.
he definitely always kind of hits that stuff. But like, you know, Beyond Two Souls was not for me.
Mhm.
Heavy Rain, not for me. I understand why they're groundbreaking,
Yeah.
but they're not for me. And it's very interesting in a time when Star Wars games are so few and far between
Mhm.
that we're getting this take on a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
We only just got our really good third-person action Star Wars game.
Mhm.
There are so many other Star Wars games.
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars games to make. Yeah, I don't get any checks.
David Cage is not the vibe, you're right.
David Cage is deeply not the vibe and a big fucking problem. So once again, I think I saw a tweet going around, and I wish I had it pulled up to attribute to. I just scrolled past it this morning, and somebody was like, we should not be okay with abuse in this industry. Anyways, Quantic Dreams.
Anyways, Quantic Dream, everybody.
Anyways,
Quantic Dream. I can't, like, honestly, you know what? Like, hey, checks come and checks go. Here's what I'm going to say. Fuck David Cage. like, I just, because here's the thing. What happens 6 months from now? 6 months from now, they ask me to interview David Cage. I don't want to interview David Cage. Not if I don't get to ask him exactly what I want.
right.
And I'm
Not
not
if you
gonna.
don't get to say, hey, David Cage, you know what? Let's get the phone.
Did I tell you about the one and only time I interviewed David Cage?
Please do.
Did I ever tell you about this?
I don't think you did.
Now, here's another thing where you talk about your checks. I used to be the host of E3 for PlayStation for many years,
Mhm.
and I would host PlayStation special events and all that stuff. But before that, I was on a channel called Rev3 Games, and one of the first big interviews we ever got was David Cage when he announced Beyond Two Souls.
Mhm.
And he showed off that parking lot battle with Elliot Page and the weird ghost, and was like, you could play this any way you want.
Mhm.
You could get through there any way you want. And I remember we got 5 minutes with him, and I just cornered him. I was like, what do you mean when you say any way you want? Is this an action sequence? Is there, like, am I playing it with, like, what's the gameplay?
Mhm.
Can you explain the gameplay to me? And he was like, well, blah, blah. I was like, no, you're explaining the concept. How do I play this game?
Yeah.
And he was just getting more and more flustered. And you could see, like, Sony PR. And the poor head of our network at the time was just like, this is the biggest interview I've ever gotten for us. And I'm just like, sorry, dude. Like, and he got so mad at me. He ended the interview politely,
Mhm.
walked away. And then, like, years later, when I started hosting for PlayStation, I was never allowed to interview David Cage. I was never allowed to be in the same place as David
Good.
Cage.
Good for you.
Yeah. Hello, this is your congressman.
Hey, can you put on David Cage?
How did you know that I was hanging out with David Cage and all of the rest of the terrible old white men?
Because you too are a problematic white man, dear congressperson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me hand you over to David Cage. Hello, this is David Cage. I am a genius. Go ahead.
Hey, we got an interview. I guess what the first thing I'm wondering is what the fuck?
Hello, are you a lady?
The second thing I'm wondering is why the fuck?
You know, the artwork of the video game
No,
is the soul
no,
of
no,
the
this-
industry.
The third thing that I'm wondering is how the fuck?
We use the technology to weave it into a tapestry.
No,
of-
you're not answering any of these questions.
What are you wearing?
Ask him for Elliot Page facts. He does not deserve even to speak Elliot Page's name, much less provide any information.
Hermit Homeboy, I would not say David Cage is fully aware of who I am. It's probably somebody on David Cage's PR team. So anyway, that was
Hard
the
to say. You're the first person to ever ask him a real fucking question. Let's keep going on the announcements, though, because there is so much more than just a very pretty Star Wars trailer. And I
No.
do want to say, it was a damn pretty Star Wars trailer.
We also got a very pretty Sonic trailer.
We sure did. If you watched the show on Wednesday, we talked about this. We had a speculation. We had a little bit of leaks. We had a name for the game. And we got to see what that was. This is Sonic Frontiers, an open world Sonic game.
Last night I was watching this trailer.
Du fromage.
I was watching this trailer when we were live, and I looked at Trish and Maud and I said the same thing that we said on Wednesday.
Mhm.
How much would you love it if you just
Loved a Sonic game.
just loved a Sonic game?
I would.
How wonderful would it be to just love a 3D Sonic game?
Yeah.
And I mean,
This could be it.
this could be it. There's nothing. Look, this is clearly not a actual gameplay. This is like a mood piece.
Yeah, no, this is Sonic Breath of the Wild.
And you know, I will say this. Like, as much as everybody's like ripping off Breath of the Wild, like, thank God Nintendo made Breath of the Wild
Yeah, right?
and forced everybody to just be like, yo, we should be bigger with our games. We should be more ambitious with our games. It's nice to see this. I hope it looks like it's not running on the Hedgehog engine. This looks like this is going to be a new engine. Now, this at the end, you know I'm a Shadow of the Colossus guy.
Yeah.
You know I'm an Attack on Titan guy.
Yeah.
Are we going to run up that boy?
Mhm.
We going to run right up that boy?
Okay, so here were my thoughts after seeing that trailer the first time. I think it looks really good. I do think that it's a Breath of the Wild. But it didn't feel in any way set in a Sonic universe. Because I think that we've gotten in this, like, again, everything's kind of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, well, and I mean, here's my question at this point. What is the Sonic universe? What a mess. What a confusing mess of different styles and stories and influences and genres. And, like, sometimes Sonic is in a very, like, is in fantasy Venice kissing human women. And sometimes Sonic
Sure.
is in, like, a 90s mall, you know?
Yeah.
And, like...
I know that Sonic has a lot of things, but there are iconic Sonic settings, right?
Sonic.
If you gave me open world Breath of the Wild style, but all you did was make that grass like really, really green, like lime green.
Now, that's the thing, right? Like...
Hit me with the environments that make me feel like this is a Sonic universe.
But that's
I
what-
didn't see not a ring in sight, Anthony.
Not a single ring.
Not a single ring.
But like that's what they did with Sonic 06 too, and what they did with the Sonic the Werehog, Sonic Unleashed. They did the same thing where it's like you're going through these beautiful, realistic Italian cities, and it's like, okay,
not.
man, but why isn't the floor a checkerboard now?
Right? What if you gave us a beautiful, realistic, really saturated Sonic world?
Like, come on,
That would
man.
be so unique and interesting. I have so many games that look like this.
Yeah.
I think it could be very, very fun. I think that if the gameplay is what we're kind of getting from that giant kind of Colossus thing, that'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, I think the realization that Sonic is about the levels and not the enemies is a very important realization for Sonic Team to come to.
I agree.
Right? Because, like, you'll be running and having all this fun in these levels, and then it'll be like, okay, now homing attack 3 bugs. And you're like, all right, I guess I will. Flip a switch. Slow down and flip a switch.
No.
But if it's, hey, you're running around this world at full speed, the enemies are Shadow of the Colossus style enemies where the levels are the enemies, that's a very interesting thing.
That is a very interesting thing. So we'll have to wait and see on that. You know, that's pretty early on.
Yeah. There's also the trailer for Sonic the movie, but we're gonna go in order of this article because we're both tired.
Okay.
Are
we on the same article?
Yeah, we are
going in order.
Well, I skipped a couple things because we already did them. We did the opening and whatever. But this was exciting and came out of nowhere. I saw that gauntlet and I went, "Oh my god!"
Now, this was a very, very interesting trailer. Again, they're not going to let us play any audio, but I think the audio is probably the most interesting part. It was mostly voiceover. I'm very, very excited for a Wonder Woman game, and thank you. Thank you for not setting it in our world. Please. And I don't know this yet, but essentially they say, like, Wonder Woman, I have to call you home. Set in Themyscira? Set in Themyscira?
Well, and it's Monolith, too, right? So Monolith doesn't do... I mean, they can, but Monolith doesn't like to do, you know, a realistic city. If you're going to Monolith, you're going to Monolith because you want, like, a fantasy world.
Set in Themyscira?
I think Monolith...
My whole life I've wanted to run around in Themyscira. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. The best part of Wonder Woman 84 was the Wonder Woman obstacle course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
that, and they're just like, this is what they're doing.
Look, watching the beautiful Amazon women do anything is very fun.
Take it down about 20% there, Squirrely Saige.
No. Are you kidding me? Watching women punch things? Fuck, that's awesome. Absolutely not. That's so tight. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Now, of course, you know, the last couple games that they made were Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor and Middle-earth: Shadow of War, both of which I loved. Hey, replace budget Aragorn in either of those games. Dime store Aragorn. I know he's real. Don't at me, Silmarillion nerds or whatever. But, like, he was definitely made to be budget Aragorn.
Sure.
Replace him in that first game with Diana. And that's almost already a Wonder Woman game.
Right.
And it's one of my favorite games of, like, the last 10 years. It was like Tony Hawk with orcs. You were just comboing off of shit and pulling off sick moves and killing orcs.
Fake you to a 180?
I've done it. And I've murdered an orc doing it. And it's amazing. And remember that Monolith has the patent on that Nemesis system.
That is so true.
Remove orcs, put in different warriors for Diana to fight that keep coming back. Gods, demigods.
They keep coming back stronger. The Nemesis system is incredible and so upsetting.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting and very good.
I love it.
Man, I'm excited. We got literally nothing about that game, and that might have been the announcement that excited me the most personally.
That's a 2024 game at the earliest.
Yeah, but that might have been my most exciting announcement.
Yeah.
Of the day.
I think Star Wars is probably 2025 as well. Like, it's
25?
24,
really?
24, 20. Dude, Quantic Dream does not work fast.
All right.
Let's keep it on the DC stuff.
Okay, let's do it. We got some gameplay footage for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is one of my most anticipated games of the year.
This is the first time we've gotten gameplay.
Uh-huh.
And we've just been like, it's time for gameplay, it's time for gameplay, it's time for gameplay. And we finally get it here.
It looks very fun to me.
Yo, if Rocksteady, it's like if Rocksteady was like, hey, we like Sunset Overdrive and Overwatch.
Look at this city.
And the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
How do we put them all together?
Because, honestly, same.
Yeah.
Well, we don't like Overwatch anymore, but you understand.
But
I once was a massive Overwatch fan and a very active player.
Well, and that's why it's great
And
that the
Sunset
Overwatch
Overdrive.
style and mechanics are coming to other things, because now you don't have to.
Exactly. I just loved that we got to see a little bit of the unique abilities of each character and how much that's going to impact what your gameplay is like. I think that they did a really good job of creating genuinely unique move sets that they can attribute to these characters that we already know pretty well, which I think can be difficult to do. Make some of these literal superhero mechanics possible and playable in a way that feels correct and feels like you're them.
Yeah, well, it's nice that it's the Suicide Squad, right? Because the powers are impressive, but limited in scope compared to something like making a Superman run around. So you can fight a Superman.
A Justice League game.
Yeah, you can, like, the previews we've seen so far have been very Flash heavy.
Yeah.
And the Flash is a great one to show because, like, the Flash makes a great villain in a video game.
Yeah.
Because of his power set, it makes it very hard to make, like, a compelling game where you play as the Flash.
Yeah. Something I wasn't expecting was getting, like, acrobatic Junkrat vibes from Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, and it was so fun to watch. I think that was so interesting. I think King Shark looks really fun and tanky. Like, really fun and tanky. The gun that they gave him is really interesting and suits him so well, but also all of those smash moves.
Yeah, I love
I'm a tank player a lot of the time, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I like the... I'm a big fan of the Captain Boomerang's, like, blink ability that they're using trick boomerangs to do.
Yeah.
I love like any game where I have a short range teleport. I like to play as like a mobility character.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be very fun to play as. Something that you don't see in this trailer is they had Deborah Wilson come out as Amanda Waller in person.
Yeah.
I love Deborah Wilson. She was Seer in Jedi Fallen Order, and she is Amanda Waller, and they based the appearance of Amanda Waller off of her.
Yeah, it's a very good facial capture.
And it was just fun to have her come out, and she's such an amazing actor. The cast in that game is unbelievable.
So good. I agree. Harley looks badass. King Shark gameplay reminds me of the Hulk game. That's interesting. I never played the Hulk game.
Yeah,
but
Hulk,
I could see that would make perfect sense being similar.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction is one of the most fun and underrated superhero games of all time. And dang, man.
Yeah.
Dang, I do love me Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That's a good pull.
Yeah, I'm seeing Harley Main already decided. I'm very excited.
Here's a small game. Here's a small game that came out.
Show me a little game.
Here's a little game.
Show me just a little game, Anthony.
Yeah, it's just a little game. It's not a big deal. You don't have to worry too much about this
No?
game. No, I mean it's like it's cool. Maybe it's free. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But like I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. The moment I heard this voice, which of course we're not playing, but the moment I heard this voice, I was like, "It's Alan Wake 2." And they were like, "Is it?" I was like, "No, I know that voice." They were like, "Are you sure it's not Controlled DLC?" I was like, "No. This is Alan Wake 2.
And this was an Anthony announcement for Anthony's all around the world.
Oh my god.
And we're so happy for them.
Dude, Cessler and I started texting immediately. And like everybody, my phone was blowing up with people that were just texting me about Alan Wake. That's it. That's it.
It's looking real good.
Ugh.
It's only a little, but that little looks really good.
Alan Wake predictions, it's going to be fucking dope.
Super cool.
My prediction, perfection.
We, of course, already hyped up a lot of the excitement at the beginning of the show. We started talking about Alan Wake, so...
I'll finish talking about Alan Wake. I'll talk about Alan Wake all through the middle of this show.
That's very cool. Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we get from here is very interesting. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to PC on December 16th, which I am very excited about because I didn't play it.
Nope.
And this is how you get me to play it. If I don't have to plug a bunch of shit in,
I wonder, like...
And I can just pop it open on my PC when I'm not, like, when I'm in between things.
Yeah.
That's how you get me to play it.
I wonder if it's going to be one of the good Square ports or one of the usual Square ports where, like, it should look way better on PC, but they just haven't put that in yet. And, like, a year from now, it'll look really good on PC.
I think that it took so long to port. Like, it took, like, I mean...
Yeah.
They've had the time. I think if they had, at launch... moved it to PC when they did the remaster, I think we would have had one of the bad ones. I have hope that it's going to be one of the good ones.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, look, I don't have a PS5, so I'm glad that I finally... I mean, it was out on the PS4 as well, but, like, Yeah, you definitely want to play it on the best machine you can. It's a pretty game.
Yeah.
We got the trailer for the Halo TV show. Johnny Spartan
Yeah.
is coming to Paramount Plus. Because why not Paramount Plus?
Because why not Paramount Plus? Paramount Plus had gave money.
Why not Paramount Plus?
Said we could give you some money.
Do you want to watch 15-year-old dating shows? Do you want to watch SpongeBob?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to watch Paw Patrol?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Paramount Plus.
What about a $200 million live-action Master Chief show?
It feels like a bit of a jump, but I'm not mad at it. If I'm already paying for it for Paw Patrol.
I mean, listen, we pay for Paw Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
The $200 million Halo show is
Patrol
just a
actually-
goodness.
is Paw
It's just
Patrol
a
actually
it's
even
just a
on there?
bonus. Yeah. It's just a bonus. Bokeem Woodbine is in this.
Mm.
Love Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah. It's a little weird coming from all the video game trailers to be like, real human faces, right? Oh, yeah, there's people and stuff.
There he is, Johnny Spartan. Or that could be somebody else. I mean, they're all in the same armor.
My prediction. Here's my prediction.
Yeah.
It's going to want to be the Mandalorian so fucking bad.
Oh.
It's going to want to be the Mandalorian so goddamn bad. And the
For
Mandalorian
sure.
is a perfect show. So maybe they'll make a really good show that's in that genre and they won't mess it up. Or you're going to watch this and you're going to go, I could be watching the Mandalorian.
If they're smart,
Mm-hmm.
it is only marginally, at least for the first season, it is only marginally about Johnny Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be about defining who these soldiers are.
Yep.
And giving us a group of them that we can follow.
Especially for people that are not previously familiar with the Halo lore.
Mm-hmm. Because if it's
You
just,
gotta give him an entry point.
you can't just go straight to Johnny Spartan, like
Soldier Man.
like riding on a nuclear bomb, like the end of Halo 2 or whatever.
Right.
You just you've
No.
gotta. He doesn't have. What am I looking for? Personality.
Yes.
Johnny Spartan.
Correct. The world around Johnny Spartan is very, very interesting. The NPCs around Johnny Spartan can be very interesting.
Yeah.
Where's Cortana? What's up?
What's up? Where's your naked hologram girlfriend? Or your new hologram girlfriend that wears clothes?
I don't know.
One
of the other huge announcements was the Dune Spice Wars game. And huge announcements being it happening. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Basically, we got a very, very short trailer with some spooky cracked fingers in it. Why'd they have to be so fucking dry?
Yo,
Can
because
I be honest with you? They didn't.
because deserts and spice. Come on.
It gave me a little bit of the ick, to be honest.
It's got
Like genuine ick.
it doesn't have like Dune movie vibes in this trailer as much as it has like literal old school Dune vibes,
Yeah.
which makes me very happy.
I get that.
Like it's weird and it's icky,
Mhm.
and that's because it's Dune.
I want to talk about the name.
Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Dune Spice Girls. The story about the Spice Girls in Dune.
Anything, it has two problems for me. You have anything that starts with an S and a W is Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Dune Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Dune Spice Girls. You have Spice Girls in space.
Now what you do is just in the morning, just a little moisturizer.
Uh-huh.
You know, just right after you get out of the shower, just a little moisturizer.
Yeah, that hurt. That hand hurt me. Every time I read that, you know how your brain kind of auto-completes familiar words, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wants to be like, I know what that sentence is.
Yeah.
Spice Girls. Star Wars. Spice Girls.
I think
sorry. Star Wars. I'm sorry. Spice Girls.
I think it's smart that they're going RTS, you know, back in like the PS2 era and stuff. They tried a couple Dune action games and that doesn't fly.
Mm-hmm.
And RTS makes sense for like the political intrigue and like all that. I think this is a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're also kind of limiting their audience, but I think that's okay because I think it's probably also not a very big budget game.
Yeah.
Uh,
It didn't look like it already, honestly. We got ex-Telltale devs making a Star Trek game,
yeah.
which is very, very interesting.
Yeah, I was like, now, what is this game? Can we throw up this trailer? Because what is this game? I'm looking at this game, and I'm like, is this mobile? Is this an adventure game? What's the budget on this game?
Because it looks like shit.
Is this an MMO? Yeah, like what's
Like,
up?
We have to be honest that this is not up to a standard that we exist at in video games. That flight taking off? What the fuck?
I think this was like
Is this a really early render?
I originally thought, like, when this trailer started running, I was like, wait, is Star Trek Online still running? Is this an expansion for Star... That combat looks just as good as any combat in any Star Trek game. Why are Star Trek games so bad?
The faces?
This is real Mass Effect 1, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a little rough.
This is a Mass Effect 1 mod.
Everyone moves very poorly. The environments felt a little empty for me. It was lacking a lot of detail. They spent a lot of time on his face and no one else's.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
I think the ships are lacking detail. I think the environments were lacking detail. I want to go back to this opening shot here, which to me was like, what is that?
Is this a YouTube tutorial for Blender? Am I learning 3D animation today?
You made space feel emptier? And that ship it looks like it's made of Legos.
I don't understand. Which, by the way, just let Traveler's Tales make a Lego.
Oh my God,
Star
Lego
Trek.
Star Trek? Fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I think this is really weak. Again, really lacking detail in any of this. Really lacking a lot of texture.
Yeah, I don't. This looks like it's 2-3 generations behind, which is why I thought it was mobile, and then it was like PS4 and PS5, and I was like, okay,
it's too smooth in a lot of areas.
I'm hoping this is very early, and I'm hoping the devs are disappointed. You know, like I'm hoping the devs are like, if we had just had another month,
right,
it would look more representative of what this thing is. I'm hoping it's one of those situations, and I hope the next time we see Star Trek Resurgence, it looks a little better.
I hope so too. I want this to be good, but like, look at that ship.
Yeah, it's a weird ship.
They just made a disc. It's just a disc. I don't know.
But you know what does look perfect in every way, though?
It's actually for the Tamagotchi. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a thing. Can we watch this? Because does it have music?
I mean, I can at least put on subtitles. That's what I've been doing for everything.
Well, I know, but for this one, we specifically, because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
I wanted to hear the voice, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's do it and see if...
we'll cut it if any music or anything.
Yeah, let's see if we get arrested.
Well, hold on.
Let's see if we get arrested for this.
So this is, of course, the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 trailer. I didn't watch this. I was so focused on game trailers. I forgot to go back and watch this one. And there's been a lot of talk about it. And Anthony, first thing this morning, was like, what did you think about Idris Elba? So naturally, we were like, well, we'll save it and we'll live react.
Yeah.
I've got a button ready in case music kicks
I mean,
on.
music is going to be in there, but, like, you were allowed to co-stream the Game Awards, so maybe this is cool.
Okay.
Quick stretch, little snack, and here we go.
Sonic, I love that you
Chili
want to help
dog.
make a difference.
Mind if I drive?
Okay.
Sonic as Vigilante.
Being reckless.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna get hurt.
Pretending to be Batman.
Blue Justice, trademark pending.
You're still just a kid. Trust me, there will come a moment when your powers will be needed. But you don't choose that
Really giving him a
moment. That
superhero
moment
story.
chooses you.
I just got goosebumps. Wait a second, did you steal that from Oprah? Papa's got a brand new stash.
Okay.
Since I've been
So
gone,
unwell,
I've
and I'm
discovered
so
the
excited
source
to see
of
this.
ultimate power.
He's
Oh shit, that's a hell of a Chaos Emerald.
Vision board for years.
been on my vision board for years. I love it.
Hope I'm not too late.
I love you.
Name's
Love you.
Tails.
Okay.
Look at this. Biplane. Biplane.
Light taunting. Step 2, I have no idea.
I love that they let Colleen be Tails.
That wasn't too bad. Today's forecast calls for a 100% chance of adventure.
Look, and a snowboard.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Return to sender.
That's fun.
Face it, you're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
Where manners. Sonic, meet Knuckles.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
You know what? My reaction is exactly Pax Kryptonia's reaction. And it's that Idris Elba lied.
He said, I'm not playing it sexy.
He said, I'm not trying to be sexy.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to try.
He's lying through omission. He said,
I'm not trying to be sexy. He didn't say he wasn't going to be sexy.
Yeah, we were like, is Knuckles sexy? And he was like, I'm not playing it sexy.
I'm not playing it sexy.
Whatever happens, happens. Like, Idris, please.
Idris, please. It's kind of a kid's movie.
Please, Idris. The children.
Please think of the children. Think of the generation of furries you're creating.
I think so. The first one was very fun.
Yes.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And when I came out of it, I said, I see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're making sure that like families, adults, all of these people that don't know the weird Sonic lore don't have to worry about that. And then in the next one, Sonic lore. And that's what they're doing. And I'm very happy because it means this next one is a real Sonic movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first one was a movie that had Sonic in it.
Yeah. I agree. This is like, no, but this is Sonic.
This is Sonic.
Yeah, for everybody in the chat being like, oh, hot damn. First of all, don't no homo here. Second of all, I don't think, never mind. I'm not going to get into any of that, actually. It's okay to be sexually attracted to Idris Elba.
Yeah.
You don't have to question anything about that.
Yeah.
It is okay. There is a short list of people that you never have to question being attracted to. Michael B. Jordan, Idris Elba, Henry Cavill. Okay?
I would say there's a long list of people that you don't have to worry about being attracted to. And it's literally anybody.
It's everybody.
And hey, sometimes...
But there's some people that are truly universal.
Sometimes... You know what I mean? There's
universal
a reason.
Truths.
There's a reason it's a scale. You know what I mean? It's okay. Hey.
Hello, it's me. The world's gayest dad. I'm a little less gay for Idris Elba.
And here I am, a little more gay for Idris Elba. And that's life, baby. I think this is going to be so good. I'm very happy for it. I cannot wait. Now, something that we have been keeping track of for a little bit is this untitled game from the creator of Silent Hill. What's it gonna be? They released some spooky art for it.
Life Serial said we're all that girl who broke her retainer looking at Michael B. Jordan.
It's fine. Keiichiro Toyama released is the creator of Silent Hill.
And originally the unannounced game, people were like, it's another Silent Hill, it's another Silent Hill, it's another Silent Hill.
And
then
he
it
was
like,
and he was like, no, it's something new. I've been working on it. It's a little different.
And I'm so here for that. Give us whatever you want.
And all we got were a couple weird sketches.
Uh-huh.
And now we've got it. We're facing a new challenge in horror, Saige.
Let's go.
You know what? Arrest me, cowards.
Oh my God.
Give me a criminal record. Make me the bad boy I know I am. Uh-oh.
That's not an alleyway appropriate outfit. Of course it's Monster.
Of course, Monster.
Too cold for that. That was so fucking cool. I screamed the first time I saw that.
Yo.
Not in horror, in just pure excitement.
I like that they got two mouths. They got a business mouth and a party mouth.
Yup.
We got blood bending.
This is so fucking cool, dude.
We got skeletons. We got Oni masks. We got a lot of stuff going on.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I like this better than getting another Silent Hill right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is more interesting.
Oh, for sure.
I think this is more interesting than another Silent Hill, and I want another Silent Hill.
It's called Slitterhead
Which
because
is a
their
very
heads
interesting name.
because their heads have little slits in them.
Yeah.
And they open up and it's a monster. Oh wait, there is that one last shot.
Uh-huh.
I do want to show that one last shot. See, she's fine now. She's fine. They fixed it.
Hey, this looks so fucking tight. Dagger, what's going on back there?
He's looking for the schedule.
He's been all curled up on Long Cat in the corner. It's been really cute. It's a little distracting, to be honest. If you see me every once in a while, just like peeking back, he was being adorable.
Yeah. He's a good producer, but also just too adorable.
Look, never hire a producer that's that adorable.
You can't.
You can't mix those things up. Yeah, man, that also one of my favorite trailers from the awards personally.
Oh yeah.
That one was for me.
I loved it. I loved it. Trish and Maud were both like, no, horror, too much. And I was like...
The play with that shadow in the trailer, fucking incredible. I'm a huge horror fan, and I think that most horror misses the mark in games and in movies, but I think in movies more frequently. And I really think the ultimate evolution of horror is games.
Yeah. So here, of course, we have the Horizon Forbidden West new trailer.
Looks amazing, of course.
Seeing some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things I loved Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Zero Dawn, but one of the things that I think did not reflect well on Horizon for me is that it came out around the same time as Breath of the Wild, and their two approaches to what this open exploration world was. I found Horizons to be very lacking. I found myself. I could see the paths that they were putting me on.
Yeah,
It wasn't really an open world. This really shows that they are opening it up 100 times more.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful... Video games are just beautiful.
God, aren't video games great?
Hey, you ever seen a video game?
Because they're pretty fucking tight.
You ever see video games? They're so beautiful.
I think that's probably everything for us for the Game Awards in particular.
Yeah, that's the big Game Awards stuff. There are
a couple of non-Game Awards stories, but
couple.
that was our wrap-up of the Game Awards. I would love to know what you were most excited by from the Game Awards, whether it was announcements or awards, probably announcements. Let us know here, obviously, in the live chat, but also if you're watching later on YouTube, leave us a comment.
Yeah. Or talk about it in the Discord, BBs.
That's so true. You can go talk about it in the Discord. There's an It's Too Early channel. I'm always looking at that channel. Because I really think that with the announcements, there was something for everybody.
Yeah.
With the awards, there was almost nothing for no one. But
the VGAs are 50% announcements and 100% of what people care about the VGAs.
And 100% concentrated power of will.
That's well, let's talk about some other stuff that went down. Obviously, Activision Blizzard's walkouts and strikes continue. Yesterday, a better the ABK Workers Alliance, the Activision Blizzard Workers Alliance, has initiated a strike. They've also started a strike fund, which Blizzard current employees and past employees are donating to. You can also donate to the strike fund as well. This happens in just like continuing daily walkouts at Blizzard. And
yet we nominate.
And
yet we nominate. And yet he persisted, Jeff Keighley. Yeah, workers were walking out day of the VGAs.
Yeah.
They were walking out day of the VGAs. That's such a slap in the face, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the latest thing is, of course, the Ravensofts, or the Ravensoft stuff, the QA stuff.
Yep.
A lot of... Just a lot of continued layoffs and continued mistreatment of employees, even while all of these investigations and bad press are going on. It's a real bummer. I spoke to some people last night that work at Activision Blizzard and just talked to them about how they're doing and how they're feeling, and it's apparent it's just real rough over there, right?
It is.
Because they believe in the things that they're doing and the things that they're making.
But it's a fucking long fight.
Yeah.
As a good sign.
So, remember, we don't buy anything from Activision Blizzard.
Yep.
We don't buy anything from Kellogg's right now.
Yep.
We support workers.
Mhm.
And we just want people to be treated like
And
people.
we support unions.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we love a union.
In other fucking weird-ass industry news, in other get the fuck out of here with this shit industry news, Ubisoft Quartz, which we talked about on Wednesday.
Ubisoft Quartz, of course, is the Ubisoft NFTs. They are in-game cosmetics that are attached to a number and on the blockchain for some good goddamn reason.
They don't even need to be.
Doesn't need to be. It's the same thing we've always been doing. It's literally just skins. It's limited edition skins, but you get a little number on it that says you're a fucking idiot. You get to put a little number on your helmet that lets me know you're an absolute piss ass.
Yeah, I'm a fucking dummy is what it says. The trailer was released. This was supposed to come to Ghost Recon Breakpoint very soon. And after 24 hours, the video had 200,000 views, 1,300 likes, and 35,000 dislikes.
Thank you, Internet.
To the point where Ubisoft had to take the trailer down and admit, like, we had a theory. Our theory was there's so much bad shit going on at Ubisoft right now that Ubisoft was like, we can just announce this right now. People are mad at us for even bigger stuff. This will fly under the radar.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Dislike us?
Yeah. What are they going to what? If they try to send me to hell, I simply will not go. What will they do? Send me to hell?
I said I'm not going.
I'm already not going.
It's like, it's one of those things where the same people who dislike abuse in the workplace also probably dislike NFTs. Like, I think that's just a circle.
100%.
The people who like want women to be safe at work and the people who dislike NFTs is just a circle.
Oh,
So they were like,
baby.
well, they don't like us anyway.
Yo, I just like at the same time I saw this news, I saw one of those like pixel crypto punk like JPEG gifs go for $10.3 million. And I was just like,
Fuck it all.
I was just like, why is the world just burning down around me?
Davian said NFTs are Beanie Babies you can't hug, and I think that that's pretty good.
That's fair. That's fair. But here's the thing. Like, you have you can't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, man,
It's maybe one day it'll be worth something, so I'm going to spend too much money on this really silly little bullshit. But then you can't even hug it. You can't sleep with it.
Listen, I don't make any investments that I can't hug.
It's so true.
I don't put anything financially into anything that I can't hug.
Yeah.
See?
Good investment.
That's a good investment.
That's what I'm saying.
A 401k. Nope. Nope. Sorry. Oh, bag of candy?
Feels good.
Oh, a Roth IRA? Whoops.
I don't see anything there.
I don't see anything there.
Wait. An extremely skilled producer.
Worth the money.
An extremely skilled producer. Worth his salary.
Fair treatment of people in the workplace. I can't.
Very huggable producer.
The best producer. Listen, Dagger futures are on the up.
He's really taking this hug today.
Yo.
He's putting up no argument with the hug today.
Well, you know, he did fake a heart attack recently. He has been looking for attention.
Because he missed me.
So yeah, Ubisoft had to get rid of their NFTs. In one final piece of news here, because we do be about to be gone from the show now time.
Nailed it. No notes. Keep going.
Do you smell pennies? Because I smell pennies.
You know, actually, we're going to wrap it up here.
I actually am bummed about this.
I am also bummed about this. I watched this on the plane, and I was really enjoying it, but Cowboy Bebop has been canceled by Netflix after one season, which is really upsetting and so quick.
So quick.
I'm shocked that they didn't really give it the room to breathe.
This is less than a month after premiere date.
Which is so interesting. I feel like, and this is a big difference too between saying, hey, we are doing one season, we are doing a limited series of Cowboy Bebop, and that would be totally valid.
Yeah, but a lot of the criticism that the series got, I believe, were changes that they made to the original story to allow it to be a multi-season series.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that people, I think, did not like, changes that were made to characters or plot points, were done because they weren't planning on doing this lasts a season and it's a very fatalistic story. Like, that wasn't it. They were like, we want these characters to be with us for multiple years, multiple seasons, multiple stories.
Right.
So they had to give them different histories, more involved things were happening. They were world building.
Yeah, they made the world a little more complex to give room to explore. I had not watched the original Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
So on my very long travel day on the way, I watched the animated series. I watched a good 6 episodes.
Oh, that's right. You were wintering in Venice this year.
Well, on my way to Venice, I watched a bit of the animated series, and I watched the first episode of Cowboy Bebop's Netflix, and it was super fucking fun.
I like it a lot.
I was having a really good time with it. I think my big sad about this is I think that they are, they're cutting off the potential success even of the first season by doing this.
Yes.
There are so many people that have had it on their list and haven't even gotten a fucking chance to watch it yet. There are people in our chat that were like, "Oh man, I was still gonna watch that." That a lot of them won't anymore because they're like, it's not continuing. It's already canceled. There's only one season of it.
And it's very uncharacteristic for Netflix as well. They're not normally this quick to cancel.
How many fucking seasons have you given to, like, what's that? The Kissing Booth?
Well, I mean,
it's always on my homepage. You keep giving seasons upon seasons.
First of all, that's a series of films.
Okay.
Why
is it always on my homepage?
But Netflix will normally give things multiple seasons. Netflix normally doesn't care about numbers, and even if a show, even if they don't know whether they're going to renew it, or even if it looks like they're going to cancel it, they will normally give it like 6 months before they announce a cancellation.
Yeah.
Just to see how the numbers do, just to see if there's a groundswell. A lot of their shows wind up getting fans a little later on because, like you're saying, there's binge watching, there's watching of vault content, and
So I'm so surprised, and it feels so intentional. I think I saw this and I was like, wow, announcing this now really feels like you are shooting this show in the foot.
Well, and so I think one of the things is this looked like it was a very expensive and complicated show.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's just like they were just like, we're looking at the money and we're looking at the numbers, and there's no way the money catches up to those numbers. Like you remember they did that with the Dark Crystal.
If they want the money to catch up to the numbers, they would let it run longer before announcing this.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is like their computer says even if they have some formula that's like even if twice the number of people, 3 times the number of people watch this show next season, this show will not pay for itself. I don't know if it's I don't know the ins and outs of that, but like it's just a bummer, man.
It is. I'd like to talk about the things that Netflix has given many seasons to.
Sure.
Fuller House got 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So far.
Fuller House costs $20.
Sure.
But you know what? Your biggest line item on Fuller House is Stamos. And how much is Stamos? Probably not a ton.
Yeah, he's 19 of the 20, though. 13 Reasons Why. The worst, most glorifying conversation of teen suicide.
What if a woman's death by suicide was really the story of a man?
What if we manic pixie dream girl teenage depression? Oh, wait, we're always doing that. 13 Reasons Why I find deeply upsetting. I watched the first season of it, and I wanted to scream the whole time.
Listen, it got very popular for a while, and I was like, listen, everybody on this show is a decent enough performer. This is a trash story.
This is a terrible story that's terribly written. Hey, have you ever watched Netflix's One Day at a Time?
Now, One Day at a Time was very good.
The reboot of the 70s series?
One Day at a Time was actually an incredible show.
In the 70s?
And it got cut. No, the One Day at a Time in the 70s was terrible.
You watched this?
This is very good.
Really?
It's a show that I think is another story of Netflix canceling something before
But it had
its time.
4 seasons.
I know, it could have kept going. Because it was also a cheap show. It was also a cheap show.
Seasons.
Grace and Frankie got 80
my
episodes.
mom loves it. They got 6 seasons.
I thought it was very cute.
The Ranch.
The Ranch.
The Ranch has 8 seasons.
The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson, the fucking NFT scammer bro, and the fucking sexual abuser, and Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott's also there. Went for 80 episodes. Yeah, but like all of these shows that run really long on Netflix, like what I'm seeing that they're inexpensive or they're super popular.
Yeah.
And it's just a bummer. I feel just as bad about this as I felt about the Dark Crystal going away.
Yeah, that was also a rough one.
And I think it was the same thing. I think Netflix was like, we want to do something that's big and beautiful and amazing and prestige like this.
And they kind of backed out early.
They just, I don't know, man.
They haven't figured out how to make it worth their while.
They can make another 10 dating shows that's like half British people. Sexy on an Island
pay them
17.
nothing.
Sexy on an Island 17, and they get
say
$70.
The prize pool is $10,000 to split between 20 people that showed up for a month, and then nobody wins any money because you can't stop touching each other.
I love Netflix dating shows.
We love Netflix dating shows.
But I am real bummed about this. Watch Cowboy Bebop, even if it's not getting a second season. They end it on a place where it can end. It's not a satisfying ending, but they ended on a place where you're like, okay, that's one complete story. But I wish it was gonna get another one. That's all. It makes me think about One Piece. It makes me think about Avatar. It makes me think about things that are coming in the future and how much, because Netflix hyped Cowboy Bebop an insane amount and marketed it a crazy amount. And I'm just wondering how much of a chance they're going to give Avatar and One Piece.
So I have a lot of predictions about Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of my favorite franchises of all time, debatably my favorite. I don't think we get a lot of Avatar at all. But I think, aside from, I don't think it's the adaptation thing because it's not the same. Avatar: The Last Airbender is an American-made show.
Right.
It is primarily here, and the people that grew up with it. It's not the same thing of taking something and westernizing it.
Right.
So I think people are going to have a very naturally different response to that. But also, it's the deal with Paramount Plus that I see them not giving necessarily their all to this Netflix series, or not necessarily holding on to it and fighting for it.
It's the Marvel split thing.
Exactly, because they made this deal. It was the Netflix Marvel thing to Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, Marvel. Yeah, we're on Netflix and Hulu and Freeform. But are you?
Yeah.
Or do you want everything to come home to Disney Plus?
Exactly. So I see that happening for sure.
Now,
yes, they did announce Yu Yu Hakusho.
Now, Mirror Shield says that Avatar and One Piece are more popular than Cowboy Bebop, so they could do much better, and that's true. Cowboy Bebop is culty and cool. Like it's never been like it's pretty mainstream. I mean, it was part of Toonami. It was part of Adult Swim. So like. It's big in the States, but it's not big like One Piece is. It's not big like Avatar.
I think what you've got on the other hand on the counter of that is Cowboy Bebop was aesthetically adaptable. It's an interesting thing to see in live action form.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that One Piece necessarily has that for me in like, oh wow, I would really love to see what those costumes look like on people. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I saw Cowboy Bebop, I'm like, I would love to see that on human beings. I would love to see that aesthetic on a person.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool to me. One Piece hasn't had that effect on me yet, but I'm also not a super big One Piece fan. I'm not super familiar with it. I don't have anything I've disliked about it. I've just not delved into One Piece.
Listen, I think we're all waiting for the same moment. The very first time Luffy stretches, the very first time Luffy stretches, we're going to know whether we like One Piece or not.
I will also say, for the energy in the chat right now.
Yeah.
I love you all so much. Settle down a little bit. We love to not hate things before they happen.
Yeah.
We love to give things a chance unless they are doing something like casting culturally inaccurately, doing something offensive in that matter, or doing something that is, in some way problematic.
No, we don't give up on things until they exist for sure.
And nothing can ruin the thing that you love. Hey, everybody. By Smosh Games, I was designated #1 Avatar stan. you can watch the video. I answered a lot of questions about Avatar. We already had the movie. We already had the worst thing you can do to our franchise, unaffected. Doesn't touch it. It just doesn't count. And
I
that's okay.
literally work for Star Wars. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I literally work for Star Wars part-time, and I'm saying all the time, I'm like, hey, you don't like the books? You don't like the comics? That particular movie wasn't for you?
That's okay.
That's okay. Whatever part of this thing you like is still around.
Right. Exactly. And I think that a lot of people connect on. I get messages all the time that are just like, "Oh man, I love Avatar too. Let's talk about how shit that movie is." And I'm just like, "Let's talk about how good the show is."
Yeah.
Let's do that. That's very fun for me. And I think that we can approach these adaptations like this because, again, as long as we're not Last Airbendering it, where we are casting a bunch of white people to play culturally inaccurate roles, or going, well, they're ethnically ambiguous, we can just fit them into whatever box we need here.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing that to us, and we already know with the casting that they have not, which is awesome.
Yep.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
I think it'll be great.
I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be great, and until I see otherwise, I'm just gonna think it'll be great. Because that's what I think. Because that's what I think about everything. And you know, you can listen. You can harsh on 2010's The Last Airbender and M. Night Shyamalan film, but Dev Patel put in the work. He really did. He showed up and he was like, "Look, this movie. I don't know how this movie's gonna turn out, but I'm gonna do my best Zuko that I can do." And he's the Green Knight.
There you go.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
We ran a little late.
We did run a little bit late, but it's okay. We were having fun.
We're having fun.
It was a big show, and it's our first week back after our 2-week break, so thank you for coming back and joining us. We really appreciate it. We, of course, do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. Pacific, and if it isn't 8 a.m. Pacific where you are when we start, please have your time checked. Something is deeply, deeply wrong. You should join the Discord, because it's literally free. There's no reason not to. You should support us.
We're just giving it away.
Right. You should support us on Patreon, which is literally not free.
No,
but
we're
still
not giving it away.
Pretty cheap, I will say. For $5 a month, the same price as a sub here, for instance, you can go and support us on Patreon, and you get a bonus clip from It's Too Early. Every week there is a show, so we will be going and recording one immediately after this.
Yep.
To give you guys a little bit of content. We're gonna talk about some stuff. We talk about things that we didn't get to talk about on the show because we ran out of time. Things that are a little more silly and ridiculous often. And there's the whole backlog of content that you get access to when you subscribe, and that helps us out so very much.
Yay! Hey, Saige.
Hey.
When we're not here, where are you?
That's an excellent question. I am everywhere on the internet at Not Saige, including on my channel where I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. Tomorrow I'm doing my belated birthday celebration on my channel.
Hey, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you. I'm dragging it out as long as I can.
I was
no
like-
one can stop me. Hey, it'll be 1 week after my birthday. Today is 1 week from my birthday.
It's been.
It's been. And we're going to celebrate with a little community day. You can also find me on the official Dungeons & Dragons channel, doing the Black Dice Society, and you can find me on Smosh Games. Smosh Games, I've done my last actual live stream with them for the month, but every Monday we will be airing episodes of Board AF that we pre-recorded that you haven't seen yet in December. Yeah.
There you go.
Yesterday I had a really nice chat at D&D Beyond, and you can go back and watch that too.
There you go. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Every Friday, and hey, that's today, I have a science comedy podcast with Jeff Canada, where we break down some very weird and interesting things. It's called We Have Concerns. There's a new episode today that's all about octopuses getting basically human rights.
Nice. That's awesome.
Octopus Heaven now. So go check that out at wehaveconcerns.com.
Absolutely do it.
I just finished up a series with Kind of Funny called with the Spider-Man rewatch. So it's every Spider-Man movie from the Raimi all the way up to Far From Home. We've been rewatching and re-reviewing them, so go check those out. And tomorrow night, I will be here with Saige on this channel and a bunch of other great people doing our Puppet RPG. It's puppets. It's an RPG.
And hey, if you're like, man, RPGs are a lot of commitment. It's so much to watch. Let me tell you some real fucking good news. This little arc we're doing, only 3 episodes. Each episode, Only 2 hours. Goes by in a flash. If you like RPGs, but like me, often run out of time to watch something like that, you can just watch us fuck around with puppets for 2 hours, and it's such a good time. It is GM'd by the incredible Gina DeVivo. We are playing on the Lasers and Feelings system, which is very, very simple and easy to pick up on if you're not familiar with it. So we would love to see you there.
Yeah.
So much.
And if you follow here or you follow us on social, you will see when we're doing that. But it's tomorrow.
We have a huge announcement coming probably this weekend as well. And I can't tell you about it now because I'll get in so much trouble
Can't
with
tell
me.
you about it.
I'll be so mad at myself.
She'll be so
I'm
mad.
going to be in so much trouble with me.
She'll never
So I
let
can't.
her live it down.
I can't.
But
But
that's coming soon. That's not now.
Mhm.
So be on the lookout for that. We want to thank everybody who supported us today directly. We know that a lot of you have been supporting us for a while, but this is the roll call of everybody who joined us and supported us during this episode. Thank you to the Red Shadow 401, Christy Michelle 3885 for the follows, Zealous for the 5-month resub, and it's a Prime, taking that money from BZ. Damian Haas, does that sound familiar to you? Damian Haas?
from Fortnite?
Haas? It's 2 A's.
It's Damian Haas from Fortnite.
Oh, it's Fortnite's Damian Haas.
Uh-huh.
Which one is he? Is he the one that fights with Chun-Li?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. John Doe 64 with the gift sub. Thank you very much. Kyler Gaming with the follow. Dougie Fresh with the 6-month sub. Good morning. Can't believe. Oh, it's actually been 7, but 6 months in a row.
Ooh.
Good morning. Can't believe it's been 7 months. Love you both. Thank you, Dougie Fresh, and thank you for your support. You're a wonderful person. Leans Bosch. Luke Bryan 29, Rebelate, Camilla LMAO, thank you for the follows. Blue Noses 19 with the 6-month resub. Enjoying you guys, and you are a fixture of my day. Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you for starting your day with us. Left Foot Lloyd with the resub for 6 months. Good morning, he says. Good morning, Left Foot Lloyd. Jedi Knight 96 with the follow. Blue Pirate with the host. Gear Squid with the follow. Carter Syke with the host. Zaki Chu with the follow. GM for Life with the 8-month resub, saying it's too early for an Emmy. I mean, listen, we're not eligible, but I think if you pay enough. Sib the Farmer with the follow. Callan Roar with the gift sub. To Cleopatra Jones. John Doe 64 with 200 bits. Gentle Pete 2 with the 2-month resub. I don't know what I did for news before finding this show because, as we all know, there are no other morning news shows.
It's true.
It's true. You'd think somebody else would be smart enough to to drift on our speed here. You know
so
what I mean?
silly that they have it on
Like,
the
why
thing.
has nobody else done a morning show? Because people are dumber than octopuses, and that's why we have to give octopus rights now. Roman numerical alphabet, thank you for the follow. Devil Firewolf 13 with the follow. Kaylin Roar with the $50 tip.
That was
saying
before
a
we
little
even
there.
got started.
Oh
Thank you,
my
Kaylin
stars!
Roar.
Thank you all so much.
Turning up with that support. We love to see it. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and supporting us today. You mean the absolute world to us. Thank you for making our show possible and for starting your day with us 3 days a week. That's very special. We spend a lot of time together. I want to talk about, real quick, Lesage26 just posted something in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to show it to you here
Okay.
because I'm going to go show it to you on Patreon.
Great. So that's our Patreon clip today.
They just posted something specifically for Anthony's, and I want to say thank you in advance for posting that because I'm going to go make Anthony live react to it on the Discord because it's an Anthony story for Anthony's.
Okay. So if you're a patron, you'll get that pretty much like immediately after it's done.
True.
And if not, you're missing out.
Immediately, my brain forgets.
You're missing out, and we will see you on Monday.
Bye, BB.
Bye, BBs.